Join me as I fill in my ballot for the Critics' Choice Awards so you can see my picks for Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director, all that good stuff. All right, so here we go. So the very first category is Best Picture. I mean, we might as well talk this through because, hey, biggest award of the night. Starting with American Fiction. So I really enjoyed this movie. Have a look at my review in The Guardian. This is a movie where the writer-director Cord Jefferson making a really impressive debut. He makes this hilarious movie that is responding to the limitations placed on black storytellers. But the thing is, by responding to those limitations, his movie kind of feels limited in itself. Like it's almost like it backs itself into a corner. But still, really enjoyable movie. Not necessarily Best Picture for me. Barbie, I mean, look, I know a lot of people see this as God's gift to gender equality. Thought it was fine. I wished it was more. I think it struggled to have fun while also, speaking to the issues, the self-conscious, self-image issues that Barbie has created for generations of women. Feels like it couldn't do both at once. Frankly, you've heard me say this before, I needed more Legally Blonde energy. The Color Purple, thought the musical numbers kind of got in the way of the emotions of the story. The Holdovers, big crowd pleaser, really enjoyed this. Lots of people love it. Could be the sneak attack movie going into the Oscars. Still not my favorite. Killers of the Flower Moon, I mean, this was the movie for me. Cumulatively, I've written 10,000 words on this movie. I was at the world premiere in Cannes. I wrote a cover story on Scorsese. I've been thinking about this movie nonstop all year. Let's actually come back to that one. Maestro, more like Maestrobation, wrote about that as well. Go look that up. Oppenheimer, look, this is the movie that is most likely going to win the Best Picture prize at the Oscars because Christopher Nolan is due. I really enjoyed the movie, except for the third act. I feel like Christopher Nolan always struggles with this third act. I feel like he's always trying to nudge us towards a certain emotional catharsis, towards an emotional position that's never really convincing. Past Lives, look, Celine song. I mean, I'm just mixing up my Canadians here. Celine's songs, very lovely, very tender, kind of student filmmaking little portrait of people dealing with a relationship mess in the most nicest terms possible. A little far-fetched for me. Poor Things, I mean, I had a good time with Emma Stone's incredible performance. It's kind of the sex bot version of Barbie, though I don't know that its satire was particularly challenging. Saltburn, I mean, come on now. Trash, talented Mr. Ripley for the Euphoria generation. Let's get real. Interesting thing. One of the best movies of the year, The Zone of Interest, is not here. I did not even realize that The Zone of Interest is not nominated for Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Award, which, god damn it, are these even critics? Okay, so here's the thing. I thought we were going to be talking about The Zone of Interest because it's absolutely one of the best movies of the year. I can't believe we're not talking about this at the Critics' Choice Awards. I don't know how this did not get nominated. So, in a real Best Picture fight, I would be arguing between The Zone of Interest and Killers of the Flower Moon. Both of these movies are about genocide. Both of these movies are about our complicity in genocide. Both of these movies have really profound ways of implicating the audience in these actions and the things that we let go. Both of these movies are extremely relevant to today. Only one of them is nominated for the Critics' Choice Award, so obviously that's the one that gets my pick. Vote. Best Actor. I'll be a lot quicker with these things. Bradley Cooper, Maestro, no thanks. Leonardo DiCaprio, Killers of the Flower Moon. I think you got my vote for making me feel absolutely disgusting. Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright, you're all doing amazing work. There's only one performance that really got under my skin. Best Actress. Look, I know this is becoming the Killers of the Flower Moon show, but Lily Gladstone was the heart of this movie. She gives an absolutely incredible performance in a movie that doesn't really give her a lot of room, so she's got my vote. Best Supporting Actor. Sterling K. Brown. I am so glad they nominated him for American Fiction. He is absolutely incredible in this role. A hilarious, dramatic, really adds more soul to what this movie was about. Everyone else in this category also incredible. Robert De Niro especially for playing the mastermind villain in Killers of the Flower Moon. But I'm going to go with Sterling K. Brown on this one. Best Supporting Actress. Okay, so where is she? This sucks. I was looking for Rachel McAdams in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. You know, that movie has not gotten the love it deserves. It should be a Best Picture nominee. Rachel McAdams should be a Best Supporting Actress nominee. Her performance makes it all look so easy while being so touching. Can't believe it's not here. So among these ones, I'm going to have to go with Julianne Moore. May December is one of the most uncomfortable movies of the year. Also really sharp take on the moral boundaries we cross, not just in romantic relationships, but also when we tell other people's stories. Julianne Moore is always firing at 200. Best acting ensemble. I mean, you know, come on now. Let's go. Best director. So once again, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, where the hell is Zone of Interest? I mean, Jonathan Glazer created such an airtight, structured piece of filmmaking. If you don't know what Zone of Interest is, it's a movie about the Nazi family who run Auschwitz. Really incredibly powerful movie that somehow the Critics' Choice Awards shut out. I don't understand. And in the competition between Killers of the Flower Moon and The Zone of Interest, I lean towards Killers of the Flower Moon typically because I find its flaws more endearing. I think The Zone of Interest is almost a perfect piece of filmmaking, and in the Best Director category, I probably would have voted for Jonathan Glazer while giving Killers of the Flower Moon Best Picture. But in the absence of Jonathan Glazer, Martin Scorsese, clear winner. Best original screenplay. This is going to be a fun one because, you know, you heard that the Oscars decided to move Barbie into the best adapted screenplay where it actually belongs, since it's, you know, based on an original IP, and so that won't figure in this competition. Among these titles, May December. Give me a break. Best adapted screenplay. This is a tough one. So once again, like, are they really critics? No Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Ooh, this is tempting. This is tempting. I mean, for me, it's between Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Killers of the Flower Moon. Not to diss any of these others. All of Us Strangers kind of tugging at my sentiments. But then again, Killers of the Flower Moon, I mean, this is a very storied adaptation in terms of the way they change the perspectives of the movies and the way that Martin Scorsese has to end up inserting himself into this movie to really grapple with the perspectives he's dealing with in terms of acknowledging the absence of the indigenous perspectives and telling this story, which makes this movie a very problematic title, but also the best it could possibly be when told from a settler perspective. Yeah. Best cinematography. Listen, everyone who says Saltburn is aesthetically beautiful, I don't think they realize that this movie was not particularly well lit. It was hideous. It was hideous to look at, you guys. Okay, there was a couple of good money shots, but overall, I don't think this movie, I actually think that cinematography here was terrible. Rodrigo Prieto shot both Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon, does incredible work there. This is the one award I might consider giving to Maestro, because if there's one thing this movie has going, it's very fussed over images. The opening shot where a curtain appears to be on a stage but then is actually revealed to be Leonard Bernstein's bedroom, which kind of plays with this idea that he had to be the center of attention both on stage and also in his intimate life. But you know what? Oppenheimer, you did that 70mm shit. Let's do it. Best production design. Okay, Barbie, you win this time. Best editing. Best editing. Now, here's the thing about editing, right? People think it's like, oh, if it's too long, give Killers of the Flower Moon 3.5 hours. I mean, that's not what editing's about. It's not about trying to make a movie short. It's about finding the right rhythms to telling your story. Once again, the Queen. Best costume design. This is a good one. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on costume design. I'm going to be like the kind of voter I typically hate and give it to Barbie with the most costumes. Best hair and makeup. Now this is like, you know, making people look old, making people look young, whatnot. Maestro, you are not getting it for that rubber you put on Bradley Cooper's face. I almost want to give it to Priscilla. Makeup is such a big part of the narrative storytelling in this movie. And I feel like the subtle aging process of Kaylee Spaney's character is so effective we barely even notice it. Best visual effects. Listen, let's just go with the best movie of the year. Best animated feature. Look, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse should have actually been in the Best Picture category. This was a towering work of art, and the fact that it's limited to just the Best Animated Feature category is ridiculous. Best foreign language film. Oh, finally. Thank you. Finally. Best song. I mean, I'm Just Ken is something. Where is the Spider-Man song? You know, the Metro Boomin song, the Am I Dreaming? Like, that's an incredible song. Ugh, critics suck. best score. So I was immediately clicking Daniel Pemberton, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That is an incredible score. But then you got the late Robbie Robertson, who gives us such a soulful final piece of music in this movie. I mean, gotta do it. And that's it. That's my ballot. Let's touch base again. Golden Globes this Sunday, Critics' Choice a week after, Oscars coming up. I'll keep talking award season. Follow me at Just Say Rad.